Beautiful. So, what you're trying to say is prevention is better than cure. So, instead of waiting for my tail to catch fire and then searching for water, why not I already sit in a jacuzzi so that the tail never catches fire? Interesting. Now, Babaji, another question is that I've read all the scriptures, thanks to you. They were very practical. Our gods were really practical. If you read the Gita, if Lord Krishna was here today, he would be like the most successful CEO. He talked about Karam, he talked about action. If you look at Shiva, he was the perfect householder, he had the most beautiful wife, he was the most loving father. Every single god in our history is practical. Now, I can relate with the gods, but I cannot relate with the followers. Because our God, through his actions, taught us practicality, taught us action, taught us to be 200%. But when I see the followers today, they are telling, don't wear good clothes. I want to look handsome. I am very handsome and I don't want to hide it. I, at least my wife says so. They tell me not to eat delicious food. They tell me, you know, do not look, do not see, do not hear. Now, I cannot relate with that because God was practical. So, why is it today that in the name of spirituality, they are telling us to become like a squeezed orange, having no juice in our life, no happiness? And my question is that really, to be spiritual, do I have to leave my world? Do I have to leave my parents? Do I have to leave my wife? Do I have to leave everything and just be fanatic to a God who was so practical towards life?
The person who is receiving the teachings, it depends upon his level of perception. और हर व्यक्ति अपनी वासना के अनुरूप ज्ञान को अपने जीवन में उतारता है और अपनी समझ के अनुरूप वो उसको मॉडिफाई भी कर देता है. लॉर्ड कृष्णा, द गीता, ही सेड 200% life. 200% life, 100% is the worldly life, and 100% is the spiritual life. Why the soul reincarnated as the human being? Because the characteristic of soul is the bliss, the ultimate bliss. And the soul wanted to experience the ultimate bliss through this physical body. And when you have come in this world, you must experience success and contentment, because the journey towards the absolute is not the journey of failures. Those who fail, they cannot reach to the final destination. So the Shiv Yoga says that you must first experience the world. But don't be busy in only experiencing the world. Simultaneously, you must take a journey inside. One is the outside journey of success, of achievement, of happiness, and one is the inside journey, which you must carry on always. So it is not that the life will run on one wheel, it has to be two wheels. Now, there is, if you follow the path, कि सब भोग छोड़ दो तो मोक्ष मिलेगा. Okay, let us assume that. But I have observed that the yogis, those who have reached to a certain level, and suddenly they look at the world, then they said, oh, I have not experienced this. Lord, and then they fall down. Lord Krishna is the greatest example. You know, when he came and he started uh, doing the Ras Leela, and it was the Rasa Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, the Prem Yoga. He started teaching, and that is the time a lot of yogis, they came to him and they said, we have done a lot of tapasya, but we have not experienced love. What is unconditional love? We are not aware of it. So then Lord Krishna said that, okay, you come as the gopis and gopis. I will make you experience. So in the Vrindavan, it was all those Maharshis, they came and they completed their journey. Because if love you have not experienced and you reach to very high, greater high of spirituality, you will still find there is a vacuum. And if you are totally busy in the worldly affair, remember the whole world. Happiness is momentary. More happiness, if it is given, then you get fed up from it. I'll give you an example. One person is hungry. What he is craving for is the food. The food is given. He is very relishing. Then you give him more food. He'll say, okay. You give more food, he'll say no. And you give more food, he'll be taking it as a punishment. Now, the people, those who are in the world, you must see the person who has amassed so much of wealth, and now he is fed up. His children are fed up. His wife is fed up. They have no work to do. And they are just trying to find happiness by indulging into silly things. So if there is a balance of spirituality and the worldly success, that is the real this thing. And the best example is King Janak. The King Janak, who was a self-realized soul. And what is it? You don't have to get drawn into anything. You see the higher spiritual masters or gods, they all are sitting on lotus. Lotus is a symbol. वो कीचड़ में निकलता है और कीचड़ उसको छू नहीं पाता. So the people are in the world, those Shiv yogis, and they experience the world. It is important to experience. Otherwise the craving will be there, and from there you will fall down again to experience it. So they have experienced and they outgrow that experience. They say, no, we are fed up, we need more. So they outgrow, but at the same time they are taking the spiritual journey. And they reach to a level where they experience, like my Guru said, and which I am also experiencing, कि सब मिट्टी है. Then there is no attachment. You are doing it just for the sake of doing it, but nobody is holding you. So you must reach to that level. Infinite is you, and infinite is your destination. So you must merge with infinite, and that is when you travel both, because the physical body you created, so the world you have to experience. But the soul exists, that is the reality. So the contentment of soul, that also is important. The soul must reach to the self, to the God. So this is what is the life is.
I want to thank you, Babaji, for teaching me the realities of spirituality and the power that I have within me. Because today, more than ever, the young people, they need to awaken. The earth needs us. The society needs us. For a long time, spirituality has been hidden in the forests of India. And today the time has come for the true spirituality to come out, rise, and lead the divinity, lead the people into a better place. Because what I was talking a few days back, it made a lot of sense to me that Satyug is not a time period. Satyug is something which comes through the hard work of people. And I feel that I am in debt to Babaji, that because of his hard work now, so many people are awakening their true potential, becoming better at their families, becoming better at their jobs, becoming better human beings, so that the country can benefit, the world can benefit, and most of all, the planet, which is above everything else, the planet, it is benefiting through the teachings of Shiv Yoga. So, Babaji, thank you so very much for teaching me, guiding me, but most of all, putting up with me.